Hello everyone, and welcome to a sort of side let's play of the Stanley Parable. Now, this is sort of a adventure parody thingamabob game. I don't really know how to describe it, but it does seem to love contradictions, but on the other hand, from the way it works, I can't really do a full-on massive let's play of this, so what I'm going to do is play through maybe a decent number of the possible routes you can go, and just leave it when I feel I've shown enough of them. I'm going to get started now, and let's begin. I apologize for the lackluster description, but this is really the kind of game that you won't be able to understand unless you play it yourself or see it being played.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, story time.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending,
God knows I would. That sounds like the most boring job there could possibly be.
Made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
How can you be happy with something like that? It makes no sense.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Let's see here. Out of the office. Should I? And I don't know. No. Bad idea.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly.
Yes.
The thing to do now,
idea.
Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
Let's just wait here. Nothing will go wrong.
Stanley waited.
There's no problem.
Hours passed. Then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
As you can
Eventually,
see,
someday,
they
would arrive.
Passive.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just
This
a
is
little
Drone
bit closer.
Man world.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
And it's time to play again. Let's click it a bit. What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
Something
left.
odd happening here. And you say left, so because you tell me I go left, I must immediately go right.
This was not the
it's
correct way to the
different.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yeah, it is
Stanley
pretty
simply
nice,
stood
isn't
here,
it?
drinking it all in.
Yeah. Quite nice. Nice. Neat pictures, too.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Is that the game's way of saying, get moving now, you're being a dumbass, you don't need to be here anymore?
At this
I
point,
think it might
Stanley's
be.
obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yes. Makes sense. That might be it.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, he didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Maybe he was fired. Maybe this is all just a dream. Who knows, really? Oh. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000 and death. The and death part isn't there, but oh my god. So you die and are fined $6,000 if you jump. Amazing.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on
And
the wrong foot.
just
here.
for
I'm not your enemy. really,
shits
I'm
and
not.
giggles, I know what I'm
realize that
gonna do
investing your
next.
trust in someone else, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Sorry, but I couldn't
Good job,
resist.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
And we head out now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Missed a memo? Are you on drugs? I've worked here for
No matter
years.
how
I
hard
never
Stanley
missed
looked,
a
he
memo.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, one. Yeah. Lovely. Just for that, I'm gonna touch everything I can. Just for the amusement value. Okay, so let me see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, then. This time I will go left. Yeah. No. Clicking things, clicking things.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
for
go
not
up
getting
to his
fired.
boss's
Talk
office,
less.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Do amazing work all the time, basically, and don't get fired. Wonderful advice. Yeah, these slides are hilarious. I'll just let you read them a bit. Do 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 do. Oh, everyone is unique. I doubt that. And that's pretty much it as far as the slides go. I just wanted to show them. And the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did he? Did he really? I don't think he did.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
That's why I'm here, because there's no reason to be here, and therefore I must be here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As
Oh,
it is,
really?
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Is that the game's way of saying, get out of there, you're wasting time? I think it might be.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Yes, I'm doing it because it annoys you. That's why I'm doing it.
You do
Isn't it
realize there's no
obvious?
choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me, because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Are you sure?
I never would have thought to mention it.
Maybe it has some secret significance that evolved on its own,
Maybe
despite
to
the
you, this is
developer's
somehow
intentions.
its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Funny. But let's see what
Stanley
he
was fat
says
and
next.
ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay, right now I want to find this narrator
I've come to a very definite
and do
conclusion about
things
what's going on
to
right
him
now.
with my
You're dead.
foot.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before
What?
it begins to decompose.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic
Jesus.
first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Oh, God.
All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Wonderful. Let's see if anything else comes up. I'm gonna wait a bit longer first. Then I'll go. Nothing else to be said, apparently.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Let's see what he
You
says.
too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Oh, I love
Perhaps there's a
messing with
monkey
this
nearby
guy.
You can handle controls too. The fish, fungus. Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. Anything to say? No. Not.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's see here. I think he did, actually. I think he did.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Of course he couldn't have. It's
Yet
impossible.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Wow, these pictures. This is a really nice room, though. I didn't mention it before, but I have to bring it up now. And yeah, he did do that, I guess. And into the elevator we go, down to the depths.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
But why?
Why did he feel this now,
Why?
when for
Yes.
years it had never
Why?
occurred to him?
That's
This
really
question
neat.
would not go unanswered for long.
Yes, let's check it out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read,